All right, welcome back to the Rawkode Academy. Today we have another episode of Klustered. Woohoo! Feel free to say hello in the comment section. I'll pop them up on the screen. My name is David Flanagan, but I go by the handle Rawkode. And today we have a solo edition of Klustered. So we've got two great guests with us with two broken clusters that we will attempt to fix. Remember, it doesn't matter how our guests fix the clusters. All you need to do is get that V2 image running, which I've made some fixes this week. I haven't added logging, but I forgot. But I hopefully have introduced enough cache busting so that we'll actually see V2 without 10,000 refreshes, or at least fingers crossed. Okay, before we get started, there's a little bit of housekeeping where I want to thank our sponsors. Teleport have been sponsoring Klustered for a very long time now, and we've been using Teleport since the very first episode. You see it in action every single week. It is an amazing tool that allows you to commoditize and secure the access to your Linux machines, Kubernetes clusters, applications, and databases. So you'll see us using it. Go check it out by visiting rawkode.live/teleport. And also thank you to Equinix Metal. They provide all of the hardware. We run Klustered on bare metal machines with, I think, like 32 cores and 60, maybe even 100 gig of RAM. I can't remember. They're pretty big, beefy boxes. Why? Well, because it makes it more fun. So thank you to Equinix Metal for that as well. Now I'm going to pop over and introduce our guests, and then we'll get the comments going, and then we'll fix some broken clusters. All right, welcome guests. Today I am joined by Borko and Bojan. Hi there, how are you both?
Hello.
All right. I don't know if you're nervous or excited or a little bit of both, but let's start with some introductions there. Borko, why don't you go first? Tell us who you are, and then we'll move over.
Hi, my name is Borko. I'm currently working as a software engineer at Render Cloud. Big fan of the Klustered series. I think it's a great resource for people learning Kubernetes. So I'm happy and humbled to be here and try and fix some clusters.
Yeah, you also participate in Office Hours with me, sharing more Kubernetes knowledge with everyone. So thank you for that as well. All right, Bojan.
Yeah, hello. Nice to meet you. And yeah, I'm a software engineer at DigitalOcean. Borko is my identical twin brother, so it's a quintessential twin thing that we're working at competing companies, I guess. And not really super familiar with the show. I've only watched it once when Borko participated once before. But yeah, looking forward to, I guess, trying to fix what he did. And yeah, maybe a little bit of expectation setting. I think mostly what I do is interacting with Kubernetes programmatically. So, manually configuring control plane is not something I do on a regular basis. So maybe I don't have the operational muscle memory for everything involved there. But yeah, looking forward to learning maybe something new myself as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for sharing. This is the first ever identical twins we've had on Klustered, so that's pretty cool. And we're going to see if the twin tuition, is that a thing, right? Twin tuition? You both can just read each other's mind? No?
I think we found that not to be true, I think. Would you agree, Borko? I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we're going to find out if you can predict each other's breaks. So I'm going to pop open my screen share here, and I'm going to pause the timer just because we're not quite ready yet. I'm not even decided who's going first. We have our teleport server here. Do either of you have a preference for going first? Yeah, Borko, you suggested, right? So
yeah,
let's pop open control plane. I'm going to start the timer.
Okay.
If you could please join the session. Just type echo hello, anything to let us know that you're there. Start setting up your kube config, and we'll take it from there.
You guys see that?
We do indeed. Good luck.
Awesome. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is get to my completion.
Not even setting up the kube config first. You're just like, I want my autocomplete. Just
yeah. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. And then we will. So first thing I'm going to do is just check if we have nodes or namespaces, and things seem to be, I mean, we're connecting to the cluster.
Yeah, you've got a healthy control plane. It's a good start.
So we don't have our application running. Let's see if we have I mean, things seem to be okay. Okay, so I will, so here we have, so we have an invalid image name.
Yep.
So I'm guessing he, so just to explain things, this is a deployment. So we can see that there's a deployment, so we'll take, a look at this deployment. And take a look at if he changed the image. Is that, I feel like that's probably not correct. Is that supposed to be the right image?
Yeah, so it has been updated to the Rawkode Academy GitHub organization now rather than my Rawkode username. So that does look all right. Yeah, that looks fine.
Okay, interesting.
It passes the eye test, at least. I'm not telling you it's correct, but I'm going to say that it looks correct. So I don't think we've seen invalid image name before.
Yeah, I
on
was just
Klustered.
thinking that's not a like image pulling error. So I'm trying to think, what does that quite mean?
I'm also curious, are you on a vertical screen by any chance?
No,
Or just a very large screen? Like your screen is massive compared to mine. All right, it doesn't matter. I'm scrolling frantically to keep up. But
is there anything I can do here to fix it?
no,
like,
we're all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it, mate. So just because I'm curious about what we're seeing, right, is that we have two clustered replica sets here, or at least two pods with different replica set IDs. So it's as if the image has been updated. It's now being considered invalid by the kubelet. But when you go to the deployment spec, it doesn't appear to have been modified.
Right, and the image pull policy is always. Let's take out the sledgehammer already.
Oh, there's lots. The sledgehammer's coming out. So you're going to delete all the replica sets and force the deployment to recreate.
I'm not going to be trying to figure out if that's a cause of the issue or not. What's
dash L app equals clustered. I'm not sure if dash label work, okay. But dash L, one L. Well, one dash. And a D on clustered.
Oh.
Sorry, it's the rule of typing when people are watching, right?
Okay. Invalid image name. Okay. I mean, is it
Bojan was
something
laughing at us there.
container D?
Why don't we just describe the pod? Is there maybe there's something else in the event?
Yeah.
Failed to apply default image tag.
I mean, this sounds something like container D, like something's different. Like I almost feel like something's off there. I don't know. I have never seen this here before, but invalid reference format, right? Like that, for some reason, my inclination is saying that it's not Kubernetes. What do you think?
So,
Inspect field.
I mean, it passes the eye test, and I've been burned by this before on Clustered. I'm half tempted to guess that there's maybe a Unicode character in that image name. It's kind of where my brain that has been hurt in the past by breakers is going to right now. So I mean, what I would do would be to edit the deployment again and retype that whole image name from scratch.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
I mean, it's just a guess. Like I'm wrong more often than I'm right, so it's your call. So Rubber Cable said, "Is that even a valid URL?" It certainly looks valid, and Russell is saying that, but Unicode is against the rules. Only unofficially. It's never become an official rule. Like the no eBPF rule. Like you can use eBPF. It's not a real rule.
Why did that jump over?
Sometimes Vim does that. It's particularly annoying. Abhishek is saying why people talk very low about DevOps. I can talk louder if that's what you mean. I'm not sure.
Hey. Okay. That's interesting.
Did it still say invalid?
Well, I updated it to V2 because that's the goal and retyped the image names. So I don't know. I mean, things seem to be working. So can we open the page and see if that? I suspect we have more things to fix, but
sure.
Hopefully my breaks are correct.
Yes, we have a database connection timeout. So
I was using puny code in there. If that was against the rules, my apologies. I didn't know, but
it's not against the rule. It's an unofficial rule because it hurt me so much last time. I literally spent 30 or 40 minutes pulling my hair out. I have no idea. So it's not against the rules. You can use it. Was it the K? Because I thought the K looked.
It was the C. The C was the Cyrillic C, or the Cyrillic S, I guess. Yeah. So.
It was the C last time as well. So that's just that hurt even more. But there we go. All right. Okay. So we've got a V2, but we cannot reach the database.
So the issue is now your application needs to connect to our database. And if I recall correctly, that's hard coded in the application, correct?
It is hard coded, yep, as Postgres.
Right. Okay. So let's edit that stateful set.
Yep, a stateful set called PostgreSQL just to make it more annoying. But the service was Postgres. I should fix that too. So So you're going straight into the service definition.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was something off here, because last time I was in Klustered, I put a startup probe to change the password, so I thought maybe he was doing the same thing back to me. But there doesn't seem to be a startup probe that's doing anything. Is that correct? Readiness probe?
That looks all right to me. If that were failing, the pods would not be healthy.
Right.
And I think the
Yeah,
pod was healthy. Yeah,
correct.
it is.
Okay. So I'm just going to take a look at our pods and services and endpoints.
It looks good. Yeah. We've got a service, we've got an IP address, we've got an endpoint.
Okay. Did you say we have logging now or something?
No, I didn't add logging.
Oh.
I added cache invalidation so that when we deploy V2, we'll actually see the video rather than the browser. Because I used the same video name on both. So it should work better now. So
Okay,
what would cause the clustered pod to be unable to speak to the Postgres pod?
Let's check if there's any network policies.
Yeah, good idea. So this is a Cilium cluster. How's your Cilium knowledge?
Terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm just checking like what other network policies may exist. So we have some Cilium specific network policies.
Yes, we have CMP and CCNP, which are cluster network policies and cluster wide network policies.
Is that correct? I don't think so, right?
Well, I think we'll need to take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to get that.
Yes, we have an ingress deny on app cluster to port 5432. Yeah, that would probably get in the way of things, wouldn't it?
Cilium. Oh, there's not two.
You can just do CCMP as a short or yeah, tab complete it out. That works.
Okay. Maybe let's give it another try.
I'm afraid that it's still unable to connect to the database. And I love the laughter on the face there.
So what we had some other policies maybe we should.
Yeah, there's also CNPs. And there's our first DNS comment in the chat from Bradley.
Okay, so
who pointed out that the error message was slightly different.
Oh,
yeah,
was it?
failed
Okay.
to look up address. So yeah, so this was not a failure to connect. This was a failure to look up address. Good catch there, Bradley. I didn't notice that.
Okay, so this sounds like DNS. So if I think it's in the config map. No. Right, is that where the DNS might be configured? configured?
There is a config map called core DNS inside kube system
DNS,
namespace.
right?
Yep. Bradley has seen the previous Unicode break where Guy Templeton put the Unicode C inside the resolver for the Kubernetes namespace.
Yeah, so I see something here that does not look right.
What do you see? Ah. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So let's fix that.
You don't like that rewrite then?
I do not.
Would you like me to? Oh, in fact, what do you
yeah.
want me to do? You want me to try again?
Yeah.
All right, lookup failed.
Huh. Did I? I'm okay.
This is actually a question we get on officers a lot, if that helps you. I modified a config map.
Oh my god, yes. We gotta restart the...
everyone's biggest gripe with config maps.
Yeah. Oh, what is this? HTTP Bojan control plane 1. That's not good.
That's okay. That's because it's a mirror pod, so it inherits the name of the control plane.
Okay. Okay. What did I want? Oh yeah, delete coordinates.
Yeah, all the comments are coming in now. Restart coordinates.
Yeah.
The audience are always much better at this than I am. All right. Would you like me to try again?
Let's give it another try.
And we have the dance.
All right. That was good.
Well done.
I know.
Very pragmatic fixing there.
I think it was good learning debugging exercise for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I had some very clever ideas. I want to try to make the API servers that are returning like I'm a teapot status code for like image or like random stuff, but I couldn't get that working. So
yeah, I reckon if I didn't mention the previous Unicode break, we might have been looking at that error and valid image name a bit longer. Do you think you would have got the Unicode given enough time there?
Me, no. I probably won't have even thought of that.
Because it's a truly evil break. Well done there. All right, let's.
Who is the evil twin? I guess we'll find out.
Well, let's find out right now. I'm going to open a session on Borko. Control plane 1 is now there. I have shared my screen again. So, Bojan, if you can join our session.
Joining. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, join the session. Just type echo so that we can see it on the screen. We know we're in the same session. Yep, perfect. And then set up your kube config tech for a control plane, and best of luck. Oh, the alias K. Okay. That's a seasoned pro right there.
I don't know about that. So I don't know. Let's just trying to get all the pods, and this is not looking good.
It is not. I do not think we
I
have
think
a
we know
control.
who's the evil twin now.
No. Okay, that's running.
All right, so we do have a kubelet, it would appear, but there are some errors.
Running. Let me just. Is it Q?
You forgot the CTL, system control status kubelet, or are you trying to check something else?
Well, Kube API service it.
Yeah, so that runs under a static manifest, so there won't be a systemd service.
Yeah.
But we do have some error messages.
Oh,
here.
Okay. Error getting.
Says our container runtime network is not ready.
Okay. Never plugin. Oh, okay. Okay, so CNI may not be running.
You can always just use PS to see what, like, if
Yeah.
Kube is running, right?
A PS and filter for Kubernetes is probably a good step right now, because we have no idea what's running.
So we have etcd. And I'm going to say for now that looks okay.
Yep, we have a scheduler, we have a controller manager, we have a kubelet. We do have an entity. I don't see an API server.
Yeah. So yeah. So that, I guess. Is that even okay? I mean, should that be?
No, I wouldn't expect to see that there because it runs inside of a container. So the kubelet is responsible for starting etcd and the control manager and the scheduler. And those all started fine. So your next step is maybe to go look in the static manifest directory.
Yes.
And we do have an API server.
So I guess
untouched file stamps. Although that means nothing these days. But still, Borko wouldn't be that mean, would he?
Sorry, with okay.
I don't know. I did break etcd last time, so.
There's some suspicious output right in the middle of our screen. I don't know if you see that. I don't know if I should mention it, but I have now. Do you see the processes running? These look suspicious.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, okay. I don't know what that is, but like, I guess let's.
Yeah.
Borko's like, shit, I've been caught.
I should have said that PS comment.
Da, da, da.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to. Oh wait. First, I'm going to delete that. Well.
Yeah, that kind of. So the idea was that you'd check IP tables, but I have a lock on it, so you can't flash them. So you'd have to figure out like how to remove the lock, or find this file and just stop the cron job or something.
All right.
Yeah, like if you do IP tables F.
Yeah. Let's do IP tables -F, a capital F, and see. Well, I've never seen a lock on it before. A capital F, sorry.
Oh.
Nice.
Even if you go like /W, right? Because it's right now running as a cron job, it would rewrite. So like you might get, you might like flash them and be able to access the APIs, like delete them, and then you would recreate them.
Sneaky, very, very sneaky. Cool. So you've already just kind of given it away. This is the cron, so we're going to have to edit the system cron to stop this script.
Okay.
So I have.
Oh.
You can do cron tab -e, and it'll drop you straight in.
Yeah. So I have seen like this error in like live, which is kind of, it was inspired by like an incident I had to deal with previously. But it was when you have a lot of, if you're using the IP tables, if you have a lot of rules, the IP tables can get pretty large, and then they take a while to update, and then you can have a multiple, if you have a lot of pods or a lot of things changing quickly, you can get into some weird behavior where processes start erroring out because they time out trying to update the IP tables where another process has it. So I wanted to kind of replicate something similar. Unfortunately, I couldn't do anything with network policies because we were using Cilium, so I just kind of had to just do a lock on it, I guess, using a fake command.
Yeah, it was nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, is something not working? Let me.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
All right, so the cron has been removed. Maybe we should check the process table just to make sure they're actually gone. That looks a bit better. Yeah, okay. You want to check our control plane again?
Well, it wouldn't work.
The IP tables will still be there. So we'll need to flush them again. All right. Now, surely we're going to have a control plane.
Well, let's just... Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we still don't have a API server. Yeah, well remembered.
No, this is interesting. I don't think I broke the API server.
Well,
all right.
Am I?
So it could just be that with the drops on the table, the API server maybe entered some sort of crashing state. You could try restarting the kubelet to encourage it to restart the API server again.
Yes. Is that? I don't know. Oh.
Bradley wants to know, Borko, if you changed the default editor to Nano.
No, I think that's just when you do cron tab, it like asks you what you want to open. So the default is Nano.
All right. Okay. So,
well, can you check the IP tables?
Well,
But
we're now
you-
getting a connection refused instead of a timeout, which makes me think the IP tables are now working correctly, but we're not getting the APIs ever started. So, let's run the PS one more time, just to be sure that we don't see the API server there.
Oh, so it did.
Yeah, it's there now. Okay, good. So I think the kubelet just needed a bit of help.
Okay, so let me see.
Maybe try to get pods or something and see if it's actual working. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. All right, Cilium is crashing. But like, I guess.
I'm assuming one of our nodes is maybe offline, or maybe it's just this node that's offline, and it's just because it's not restarted those ones yet. I'm not sure.
Oh, right. Namespace. Oh. Now I'm just going to check. This looks sane at the. Let's see if there's any events. No. Status here. Okay, so labels and containers, environment. Okay, let's just check. So yeah, the
Are those pods still crashed it back off? So one of them's come back. I think if you kick the crash loop back.
Yeah, they do take.
I think it's because this node, the API server was offline, and it just
they
slowly.
Do take a while to start up. Actually.
Yeah.
Oh. So it should be sync 3. Oh my god.
Yeah, do a wide. Oh no, that's a worker one. Okay. So but potentially he's been on worker 2, causing some pain. No.
Okay, but I mean.
But we don't need worker 2, right? So.
I mean, it's possible because I did try to do some other stuff that might have, but I don't think.
All right, our clustered pod looks all right. Shall we try the update?
I mean, can we just see whether the app works? Can you open whether version 1 works first, I guess?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, yeah.
All right, connection timed out. Speaking to the database.
Right. Okay. Which is interesting. Okay, we've got Cilium working. Okay, so that's not. Okay, that's not an issue anymore. So yeah, okay, so we're kind of at the same problem that he had.
Yep.
To assume, hopefully he didn't do the same thing I did. That'd be very twin intuition type of thing, I guess.
Definitely.
But, so yeah. So I mean, Postgres is running.
does appear to be, yeah.
Yeah, so let's just, I guess, get, let's take a look at, oops. So, I'm like attempted to rewrite the image name, but I know that's not wrong. So redness. I mean, that's fine, right? Because there's no. Oh, what? Start approve.
That looks a bit interesting, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's.
I think you got. I don't know if it was just intuition or luck that you described that deployment instead of going down the rabbit hole of services and endpoints. So that's definitely intuition that you went in there. I think so. Because I wouldn't have got that. I would have been debugging the network stuff. So that was you setting the domain. So the Postgres lookup was going to ndots its way down clustered.co. Very sneaky.
Wait, did I delete too much?
No, you're good. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Let me just make sure this all looks. Let me go to the source code and make sure this all checks out. Okay, so
you don't trust your brother?
Not in this area, no. So minus pro is big. Failure thread. Okay, sure. HP Hellcat port, obviously.
I do think this looks like my code right now. I think this is all right.
Yeah. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oops, what happened?
There should be an error at the top if it was. Or maybe I was wrong when I said you cut it properly.
I think I might have deleted something too much.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
I just click and delete. And so what's the shortcut to go to the end? Okay, so
no, you didn't delete too much. Oh no, you didn't delete enough. Well, yeah, the failure threshold looked into the resources, right. And I thought it was okay, but you're right. Yeah, so you have to delete 4 more lines. Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, so that should restart it.
You've got V1. Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So let's now change it. Okay.
Almost.
Yeah, that seems
to be.
And we got V2.
I mean, the IP table stuff could have taken a really long time, right? I did not expect it to be discovered so quickly.
Well, I mean, you didn't even try to hide it in the process table. They're like, he ran the PS command and it was just sat right there.
Yeah.
That's probably not my forte, so he was definitely hitting on a weak spot here. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was good. That was fun. I like that. I mean, I'm not entirely impressed with the Unicode, but it's now that I've seen it, it's good. I really thought the Unicode was going to be in the DNS as well, all over again. But,
well, I guess it's not surprising that others have come up with that either.
Yeah. I think you undersold yourself by saying that this is not the. Yeah, in fact, Russell's nice work considering you said you weren't used to this type of work. Like you were working through that pretty quickly.
Yeah, so I think you can see the contrast. Like I'm more used to like debugging workload related things, so that's kind of where I was gravitating towards, like things like network policies, things that would affect functioning of what the app was supposed to be doing, and how it was supposed to be running in its environment rather than the cluster itself. And yeah,
which is probably why Borko went for the Linux route and the control plane, because you knew that's where he was weaker, right?
Yeah, I was just one inspired by like the issue that I faced, but I couldn't really. I want to get it through Kubernetes somehow, like with network policies or like creating a lot of IP table rules that way. But like it didn't work with Cilium. And then I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just take a lock on it, like through a script, and then put it in a cron job. And then I probably shouldn't have said you can use PS. Running that kind of gave it away, because I suspect it would have taken a little longer time to figure it out. But oh well.
Well, I felt it only fair to mention the script output in the PS, considering I also mentioned the Unicode. So I think that I evened up the match a little bit there. All right. Well, thank you both for joining us. That was really cool. Thank you for taking the time to break these clusters and then to come on and share your knowledge with the audience. It's not easy. So I really appreciate you taking the time to do that.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right. Thank you to everyone in the audience for your comments and chat throughout. As always, you are always catching things that is missed by us on Klustered. If you want to join us on Klustered and you're feeling brave, then drop me a Twitter DM or open an issue on GitHub or email me, david@rawkode.com. Thank you to our sponsors, Teleport and Equinix Metal. And thank you to both our guests. It was a pleasure having you. I'll hopefully see you both soon. And have a good day.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Rawkode.